it's Ashley, Scrapping Nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for my series Pocketful of Fun, and it's where I work on my pocket pages for my scrapbooks. I have a million of them, and I really like making the little pocket pages and everything. So I wanted to start the series to get myself motivated and doing those pocket pages because they always take me the longest. It's like having 9 separate layouts that I have to do. But I pulled in my P13 C'est La Vie, and I really like this collection. It's really pretty. It's sea, but then there's florals, and I didn't pull in anything else in the beginning, but of course in true fashion, towards the end I start to go through my stash and pull in all kinds of other bits and bobs. But I did also pull in some flip-flaps from Simple Stories because I wanted to add a flip-flap element to my pocket page just to make it a lot more fun. And so this gray wood, well, I guess maybe it's gray, brown, light brown wood grain is going to be my main pattern for each of the pockets. And so I just take a 12 by 12 layout and or a 12 by 12 paper, and I cut it so that I have the 9 squares for 4 by 6 pockets. And then because I'm going to do the flip flap, I will use something else to put in that one. But you did see that I made a ship's portal out of the same wood grain with some scraps, and that's going to go on my flip flap as well. And so this is the part that's always nerve-wracking because I have this love-hate relationship with my paper trimmer there. I haven't gotten a new one because I just got this one, but I'm not a fan of this one. And I also cannot cut a straight line to save my life. And that's why I'm always going back and forth between the paper trimmer and then if it'll fit in my Tim Holtz guillotine cutter here, then that's what I'll use because that at least I can cut a straight line. So I'm always nervous because I only had one of the wood grain paper and I wanted it to be in all of the pockets. So I always get nervous at first, like if I cut it wrong. But there's always a way to fudge and fix everything. So, and I'm using I'm scrapping these pictures from when we were in the Bahamas. And my husband and his fancy camera, he takes all these great scenic photos, and I just love them all. And that's why I have so many pocket pages, is because I love scrapping these scenic photos, and I don't need to do, 1 or 2 photos per scrapbook page. I would be scrapping for the rest of my life, and I'm already at that point with other photos. So that's why I have these kind of in these pocket pages, and they're just beautiful pictures of the ocean. I mean, it's so blue. It's crazy how blue the water is, and it's clear. So when we were standing in the water, I could see through it, and it's just beautiful. And so I love them all. And I have on the back side, there's also some other scenic photos, but we're only going to do the front side here in for this video. But you can see there that I'm going to use the red for my porthole, not portal, because we're not going to another land, but the porthole from the ship is going to go on a red background. And so I needed to try to get some more red in the other pockets that I have. And I thought it was fun to put the sailboat in the porthole as just for to scrap that picture as well. Sorry guys, I'm having a problem with words today apparently. And I'm using, like I said, mostly the P13 collection, and I have the cut aparts, and so I cut those. That's what the one in the top left, it says Day at the Seaside, and I'm actually going to move that to the back side of my flip flap. And then the one there just has like a nice scenery with the fish and the coral. And then I started to go through my stash because I only had some of the ephemera bits and some cut aparts for the P13 collection. So I was looking through my stash and I found these chipboard coral, and so I decided, oh well, I will put those throughout each of the pockets kind of on the page there. And then I pulled in some beach stickers because, of course, I have like a bin that has all my beach / tropical ephemera bits. And so I just went through that and started pulling in extra things. And so I wanted to make the chipboard coral or the wood piece coral match the collection a little bit better. So I am painting it white here, and I just use some plain white acrylic paint, and I'm using a dabber to dab it on there so that it has some texture. And then I will use some of Tim Holtz rock candy glitter to glitter them. And I also pulled in a seahorse, and the seahorse is like one of the wood bits from the Dollar Tree. And so I use some resist spray, and then I will sprinkle some of that rock candy on the coral and that seahorse, and it just livens up the coral. I didn't want it to be brown, and I think the white just kind of matched the whole vibe better of the collection. And I did use, you can see the little red fish there. I used a die that you saw me pull out, and I cut the fish from the red paper to try to, that whole trying to tie it in, but I didn't like them. And I thought they just looked like blobs. And so that's why I'm pulling in these chipboard fish that I had in my stash from, I think it was a K & Company collection. So there's some oldies, but goodies, of course. And then I just start to fidget and move and, spend hours moving things around and messing with them. Still trying to get some red in other places. So I pulled in just some scraps down there on the bottom picture and on the top picture to create little clusters on the little life raft there, and that's from the Sea La Vie collection from P13. But then I pull in the anchor from the stash and another of the chipboard little starfish, and then I pulled in the sticker that says Paradise because I gotta have my wordy bits, and so I pull in that one, and then this sticker here that I am putting with the seahorse. You saw I switched out the seahorse I switched out the lighthouse for the seahorse because I just loved that it had the floral, and I thought it kind of all tied together. And here I'm just working on my flip flap. But of course, thank you to everyone that has liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy this series. I like to do fun things with the pocket pages, and so of course it has to be called Pocket Full of Fun. I've done a couple layouts in the past, and I'll create a playlist with going forward all of my Pocket Full of Fun series, but I will also put in there some of my past pocket pages that I have. So that'll all be down in the description box as well. So make sure you check that out. And see, that seahorse just looked really cute. And again, it's just from the Dollar Tree, but I painted it and put that rock candy on it. That rock candy is really glittery. It's beautiful. But I had thought that I was going to put that the seaside day at the seaside up in the corner, but I liked it on the back side of the flip flap, and I was running out of the red to back it. So you can see here I'm just kind of Frankensteining a photo mat for that, and you can't even tell because I just did it in X's, and then in the corners I cut diagonally. So I guess if you sat there and stared at it forever, you could see that it was piecemealed together, but then I would judge you a little bit if you complained about that. But it turned out really good. And I did use the candied apple to ink around the edges of all the red pieces, just because when you cut it, it had like a white core in there, and I didn't want to see that. I wanted it to have more of the red. So I did ink all of the red pieces. And then I had this photo that I decided not to use because I am making just kind of a pretty cluster up in that top left pocket there. So I thought, well, and it was just a photo of the ocean, and I thought, well, that would still be fun to use it as part of the layout. So on the back of the flip flap, you saw I used that just kind of at the bottom, and I used another one of the cut aparts to go behind my little card that I had. And then I'm just showing you here, this is how I did the flip flap. I decided I wanted it to be in the middle of the pocket pages. So I just am going to stick it on the one that goes in the page, because when I do the other side, you won't even see this part. And so it just kind of attaches to that one, so that when I slide it into the pocket here, it is just attached. And then you can flip flap it up and down. And I thought it would be fun. I thought about doing it at the top, but I thought, well, that's a fun different way, is to do a flip flap in the middle of the page. And it's just a fun way to document all these beautiful pictures that my husband takes. And so again, make sure you check out the description box, check out that playlist if you enjoy pocket pages. And thank you again for coming and visiting my channel and liking and subscribing and all the things. So I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.